Okay, let's go back to the demand gen process. We got the right target accounts, we got the leads, whatever. We now know our buckets. We got a couple of buckets in this process. We have the bucket of is the right company, and the wrong companies get discarded. So easy. But it's the right company, and it is a demo request. It is the right company, and it is an MQL. And if it's an MQL, it can be above the power line or below the power line. So there's 3 buckets. Here's the way I think you should react. Anything that's a demo request, you do not need further data enrichment. As soon as a demo request comes in, chances are that the data that was put in that demo request form is very accurate. Therefore, why are you going to further enrich? You need to maximize speed to lead. As soon as somebody says, hey, Andres, I want to talk to Sirena. Tito, I want to talk to Altisales, you need to respond as quickly as possible and do it in a friendly way. Hi, Andres, I saw your inquiry, to give people a little bit of our process. If you do a demo request to Altisales, the process we do is we have a person dedicated to monitoring that. They'll check your company. If you're the right company, they don't even check who you are. Cool. They say, hi, Andres, thanks for requesting information for Altisales. I took a look at your website, and I'm really excited to learn more about how you guys empower organizations to do cybersecurity in a much more streamlined way through AI. Here's a link to the calendar, or feel free to propose times that work for you, or use this link to the calendar so you can schedule time with Tito. Click the link, schedule time. Easy. Now, what happens when you go on MQLs? How are you going to work these? Well, we were just talking about the poo@gmail.com. That one doesn't work. So now, here's what I'm gonna share my screen actually and share with people a little bit of what these leads might look like.
While you share, what's your take on for these inbound leads to have these tools like Chili Piper, where you just based on what they complete on the form, you offer them to book a meeting with the AE or the SDR? Do you have any opinion on that?
I think it's a good idea. I think that it also depends on if the criteria that you are asking for can be easily inputted by them, right? Like, but I think it helps you sort and it helps you respond to those quickly. So I do really like the idea of Chili Piper. Here's what I'm going to share with people a little bit about the process. So this is a market analysis of like how leads kind of like came and were kind of like matched, right? So you can see trade show leads versus organic leads versus LinkedIn leads versus paid social. And each MQL lead is being processed in a different way. So for these 159 trade show leads, there were 52 leads that had invalid data, poo@gmail.com. Out of those, there were another 101 leads that were in the wrong company. They weren't right target accounts. There were 0 that were disqualified for title in this case, because there was only one. There was one lead that didn't have data pre-upload, so we tried to find a phone number and an email. Nothing to be found for this person. We ended up uploading 6 leads. And this is what marketing doesn't always know. How many times does marketing send us 159 leads and they're like, yay, right? CEO asks marketing, how many leads did you send to sale? They're like, oh, I sent 159 from the trade show. Guess what, Mr. VP of marketing? We were only able to use 6 of those leads. So you can tell me that your trade show leads, you got 59 for this trade show that cost $2,000 and it was such a great success. But truly what happened is, it is these 6 leads that costed $2,000. Because when I do cold outbound, I only call leads that are the right target accounts and the right buyer personas. So why is marketing measuring their success on the number of people that fill up a form? At a minimum, you got to measure your success on the number of leads that get sequenced. And if you do this better, let's look at LinkedIn. Out of these 305 leads, you can see that our total leads sequenced is a much higher percentage, because at least we're marketing to the right industries and the right personas. But out of these 148 leads that we received from marketing that came from a LinkedIn advertising campaign, 148 got sequenced and 4 were meetings set. 3 were held, 1 meeting is still pending. I get much more accurate data. Now I can say, how much money did you spend on LinkedIn? They said, oh yeah, our cost per click on LinkedIn is $7. Okay, but I don't care about your cost per click. What's your cost per form fill? And then out of the form fills, how many are good form fills? So it might be cost per form fill is $14. Cost per lead that actually gets sequenced is $28. Let's remember that on cold outbound, your cost per lead is probably $5 at the most. This is, you have a person who's spending time, effort, and money, right, to go into Zoom Info, for which you're paying an annual subscription, and you're extracting one credit lead, which is about $1. But at the end of the day, it's probably costing you between the salary, taxes, benefits, and insurance of the person, plus the cost of the data, plus the cost of the platform, about $5 per lead. On marketing, it's going to cost you about $28. Though, let's be honest, because these guys are interested in some sort of information, what this is telling us is these leads that are $28 each, we got 4 meetings. That's a high rate compared to cold outbound. Are you booking? This is about what, 2.7%, 3% of leads that are coming in, getting booked into meetings, and the meetings are holding at a high rate. That's interesting to see. So that's what I encourage people. As you work with your marketing team, don't just take the leads. I see a constant fight. SDRs being, the leads from marketing are shit. Marketing being like, no, the leads are great. Nobody's spending the time to get all the leads, download the leads, create a little table, build some formulas. I don't know, build this. If you have a good Salesforce guru, build this all within Salesforce. How many of these leads are qualified versus disqualified? Are they mapping to accounts? Do we have account scoring? Once you do that, you can start looking at this. And you want to understand not your cost per meeting, not your cost per lead, but your cost per sequenced lead that was verified as a right target account, or your cost per meeting for meetings that were with the right target accounts and the right buyer personas. That's what we care about, right? Because in this table, I'm going to share it again. Remember the process of qualification. The process of qualification was invalid data, poo-poo at gmail.com. I don't even know what company they are from. I can't even identify the company. So that gets discarded. Next thing is the company. So now we know that all the leads that have passed those 2 criteria are the right company. And then the title. Are they a director level or above? Or are they above the power line? And then can we find the data? So all these leads that are getting sequenced are above the power line. What we did mention is that if they're below the power line, if the title is disqualified because there's a bunch of interns, what you're going to do is this count of number 0 here would increase, though your data team or your SDRs would find those account signals and put those accounts very purposefully on outbound. So cool. That was it. That was the main kind of like topic conversation. This is the insight that I wanted to share regarding MQLs. A lot of companies are doing this wrong. A lot of companies are not thinking strategically about this. A lot of companies don't have this system set up. A lot of companies aren't even thinking account-based marketing. Too many people say account-based marketing. They don't really do account-based marketing. They continue to think in leads. They continue to spray and pray, and they continue to send contacts, not accounts, to the SDRs.